Alright, I am trying this again because I didn't really like where the white balance was on this last recording. Once again, got light coming from here, light coming from there. I am new to lighting. I don't know a lot about it, but I look clear. I'd like to learn more about it. Please help me, somebody. You're my only hope. Yeah, I'm a Star Wars geek. So, yeah, the thing I like about this A7 III is that the autofocus is so strong on it. I mean, if you could see, I put my hand in here and it's going to focus in on the hand, which is bam, right there. Let go. It's back on me. I have a little, I don't have a regular monitor. I have this thing called the cam mirror, which I've done a review on that. And I'll put a link down in my description to get it if you like. It's only 40 bucks. It hooks onto your camera, basically flips in a position to where you take the LCD screen and you make it flat and you kind of maneuver them so you can actually monitor yourself. It's pretty damn good. It's not as good as the flip screen, but it works. I mean, I technically don't need it because the Sony A7 III is that good at autofocus, but it is nice to be able to see where I am in the frame, right? And yeah, I do notice that this camera shoots a lot like, it seems like it's overexposed. And I mess with the ISO to try to get it right, but it still seems kind of washed out opposed to the Fuji XT4, which is very easy to set up. It's like no struggle. I think that's probably the easiest camera that I've ever had when it comes to just set it and go. And it just looks great from the start. And the video that I have done with it is basically standard profile. I'm not using Eterna or Eterna Bleach or any of the other profiles that they have, just the standard. Just as this is just no picture profile, just by itself. And I just want to do apples to apples just to show you guys what's the difference between these. But they're both great cameras, and you know, I was thinking when I got the XT4 I'll probably end up returning it because that's what I do with cameras, but I really like that camera a lot. And even though the pictures, I don't think the picture quality is as good as the A7 III. Well, I think it can be in some cases, but it just depends on, like, it takes a lot more work to get a better picture out of that camera. As opposed to the A7 III, you just set it to auto, and I get these amazing pictures of my kids and my wife to where, like, you know, you see that I'm a big pixel guy, so I zoom in, and it's all about the eyes. If the eyes are sharp and you know, watery and the veins and all that, I love that when they're glassy. I mean, that's going to make a great picture. Yeah, I mean, it does, all in all, you got to have a great picture in general, but like whatever the characteristics of it, but I think it's important that the clarity is there, you know. And I've taken pictures that have been amazing that have some grain to them, and it kind of is upsetting. So, but you know, with the A7 III, I'm, you know, if you're considering this camera, if you're a photographer, get it. Just get it. I'm not going to say anything else, just get it. It's good for video too. I mean, I've shot a lot of commercial work on it, and it's turned out awesome, and I'll continue to shoot commercial work on it. And for the XT4, you know, this camera is so good, but I don't know if, like, I could rely on it for commercial work, but for like doing like rap videos, or not rap videos, but doing like rock band videos, or you know, kind of artsy stuff like short films, this is the camera to have for sure. This is the one you want. I think it is way more cinematic than the A7 III. It has such a It's just beautiful. The video coming out of this is definitely, I would say, these cameras are way more lean toward the video aspects, in my opinion. You know, shooting 10-bit, 4K at 60. I mean, obviously I'm going to use 24. I'm a 24 frames guy. And just all the profiles. I mean, you don't even really need to color grade it. It's so good. Some of these profiles in here are just, it's amazing. I love them. And that's why I bought it. I mean, I've seen so many videos of people using these that it's just like, it's incredible, like what's coming out of this camera. It's so good. So I am getting used to it. Actually, I kind of hated these dials on the XT3 when I got it, but now I'm getting used to this. I actually started reaching for it on the A7III. I'm getting used to it. I definitely am getting used to it. And they've made a lot of changes to this camera, like where, you know, the whole thing with the stills and movie switch is brilliant. I mean, just brilliant, because my stills in my movie settings are completely different. I can have like a turn-up profile on the pictures if I want, and then when I switch over to movie, it'll be on standard. I know you could do this stuff in custom, but it just makes it so much easier. And then the other thing that I absolutely love about it is using an external microphone and the internal, that it has actually both of the settings for each one of them. So I could set my settings for the external, and I can set my settings for the internal. And I don't have to worry about it. Like with the A7 III, if I hook up a microphone like the wireless goes, which run really hot, I have to bring them all the way down, the dBs, to like 2, you know, maybe 3. Otherwise they're going to run hot. They'll peak. And then if I like, say I'm not using them and then I'm recording my kids or doing something in the backyard, then I end up forgetting about that and there's no audio because I haven't raised the dBs back up to 20. And that is super annoying. So that is one thing I absolutely love about this. This is really like the kind of camera that is set it and forget it. It's really that easy to use. Obviously, I've messed around with the 24 or 240 frames per second on slow motion, which looks awesome. It looks pretty clear. Definitely, I would say it's more clear than the A7 III on the 120 frames per second. And even though that's shooting in 1080p, same thing. It's just such a great camera, man. If you guys are looking for a cinema kind of camera, get this camera. This is awesome. I was debating this or the Nikon Z6 or the Canon EOS R, and what pushed me away from the Nikon Z6 was doesn't have a flip out screen, but I do like the video on it. I've seen some nice short films that people have made, and it does look very movie cinematic like, really good stuff. Now the Canon EOS R, I like the video quality it produces too. It does really good. Pictures looks awesome too. Has a flip out screen. But the one thing I don't understand, Canon, why 2 times crop factor on 4K? I mean, you might as well just buy an APS-C camera. And that's what I did, because it makes no sense to crop in on a 4K, like with 4K on a sensor. They keep doing this. The M50 they did it, and the M50 was even worse because they took away the dual pixel. So I don't understand. They're just not, in my opinion, they're just not getting it right with these mirrorless cameras. I mean, I know a lot of people are very happy with the EOS R, but that crop factor sucks. It's so stupid. I just don't get it. I mean, Canon needs to wake up. They have the color science. They have the autofocus. I mean, shit, the image stabilization, crazy good. I mean, just as good as the in-body stabilization on the XT4. I've seen videos of them back and forth. It's insane what they're doing. But the 2 times crop, it's ridiculous. So, I don't know. If you have a Canon EOS R, I'm sure that you're loving it and stuff, but there's just things that that one thing is stopping me, you know. And the one thing I do like about the Sony cameras is that they have the E-mount, so I can share, like I can go get an E-mount lens. And I know for pictures it sucks because it drops down to like 10 megapixels for pictures, but for video it's the same. So, you know, I can get some really good lenses that shoot at lower apertures like 2.8, 1.4, or whatever, and pay the fraction of the cost that I would on a full frame lens, and it's gonna look just as good. Most of the time it will. So I mean, the only lens I really have on my Sony is the 28 to 75 millimeter Tamron, and I'm pretty happy with this lens. It's really good. I tried to get the 17 to 28 Tamron, and it was cool. It did some nice wide angle stuff, but it's, I don't know, it wasn't enough for me to keep it because just the range is so small. And I was tempted to get the 70 to 180, but I think they screwed up. They didn't add any optical stabilization in the lens, which is stupid because, I mean, it's a telephoto lens. You need it. I mean, you absolutely need it. Especially because I don't really believe that the Sony Steady Shot IBIS is that good. It's okay. It's shaky. It's just, yeah. It's tolerable. I mean, it works, but and I'm not bashing on it. The Sony A7 it's a good camera. It's a great camera. If you're looking for a full frame camera, I recommend it. It's strong, even though it's 2 years old and it shoots in 8-bit. It still competes really well against this camera, and that's impressive that it's a 2-year-old camera and it's still able to basically match most of what this can do, except for the different frame rates. So anyway, I hope you like this video. Please like, subscribe so I can do more of these videos. Shows that you like it. And comment below. Let me know if you disagree with anything. I'm sure a lot of Canon people are going to come on here and hate on everything that I have to say, but you know that it's an issue. That 2x crop factor is bullshit. So, see you guys on the next video.